Hello and welcome to the Indian Express News Analysis. And today's date is 27th November of 2018. And here we discuss all the important articles from editorial, opinion and explain page available in Indian Express. So let's have a quick look at all the important articles that we're to discuss today. Before that, if you have not subscribed to my channel Military Mantra, please subscribe because here you get daily The Hindu analysis, Indian Express analysis in Hindi and English, and if you go to playlist, you'll find lectures on Indian polity and economics. So the first article over here is basically about the Kartarpur corridor, and you can take it as a coincidence that after 10 years of 2611, on the same day we are actually laying the foundation for the Kartarpur corridor. As I've already discussed about the corridor, this is basically a friendship corridor between the India and Pakistan, wherein the Sikh community from our country can visit Kartarpur. So that is something very important, and that we'll discuss in detail. Below which you can see the emergence of biotechnology. So we understand most of the students actually go for the medical field, and then few of them goes to engineering field. So how exactly can you connect both of them in a very advantageous position? So here we are going to talk about the emergence of biotechnology, wherein the knowledge of both a medico and even an engineer comes into play, wherein you're developing a lot of artificial limbs, artificial walls for heart, and all these are possible only when two people from different sectors come together. So we'll try to understand what this particular emergence of biotechnology is all about. Following which, this below article is about Mary Kom. As you understand, she has recently got the sixth world championship in gold medal. So we need to understand here she actually fought in the 48 kg category. So even in CDS, the question was asked, in which category did Mary Kom recently won the world championship? So we need to understand here it was basically the 48 kg category. And also you need to understand here is most of our women athletes are doing really well. You can take an example of Deepa Karmakar here, Hima Das here, and Saina Nehwal. All these people who are basically contributing a lot when it comes to the sports culture here. So that's something that you can relate to about women empowerment in the sports field. Following with this particular article on the center is basically about Adivasis, not important points here. They're all they're telling is basically most of their food items come from the forest, so they need to actually relax some of the rules and regulation when it comes to forest acts. But what we need to directly understand here is the population of various Adivasi community, SC and ST within our states. You can have a quick look at it here based on the census of 2011. If you see about the SCs, then you can see it's the top at Punjab, followed with Himachal, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana. And if you want to look at it from the ST perspective, then you can see it's the highest in Lakshadweep, Mizoram, Nagaland, Meghalaya, and Arunachal Pradesh. Please understand this is based on the population percentage within that particular state or a UT. And the next article is basically about Man Ki Baat. As we understand, 50 episodes have been completed for Man Ki Baat, and this itself was a new and innovative idea here because no prime minister has ever actually went for a talk with the citizen every month. So this is one thing which is very innovative when it comes to the present government. Also, he made sure that no political talks were done on this particular session, and also he made sure he actually created awareness about the various programs, how actually can citizen talk directly to the ministries. All those initiatives were taken within this particular initiative. So that's something which you need to know about. Following which, this article is about 2611. As you understand, every day a particular article is being coming up here, but this particular article is not so important. But the next article here, the whole author is actually witnessing the 2611 himself. So that's the reason he is telling the whole account of it, how basically the survivors have shown resilience and started building their life again. And also the brave people who actually fought the terrorists here. Major Unikrishnan is there, Kamte is there. Everybody, their contribution when it comes to 2611 has been named here. A very nice article that you can definitely read on. And this particular article is again about Kartarpur and 2611, which will combine with the first article over here. And today's quote is, running away from your problem is a race that you'll never win. So whenever you have a problem, you're not supposed to run away from it. All you need to do is to solve those problems. So the first article I've already told you the Maricom about Maricom, and followed with the population of SC and ST in various states. And in the explain page, there's one article on the Aircel Maxis scam. So this particular scam happened in 2011, and you understand about Aircel, basically it was a company and right now it's not working. But what you need to understand here about the scam is that time telecom minister was Dayanidhi. So what he did was he made Aircel manager to sell 75% of its stake to Maxis. Maxis is basically a Malaysian company. So whenever you transfer such a huge fund, actually it requires an approval from Foreign Investment Promotion Board. And that time finance minister was Chindambaram, and he actually gave an approval after some amount of money was actually transferred to his son's company, whose name is Karthi. So that's the reason it has been suspicious, saying that Chidambaram has given approval after being corruption charges by his son. So that's the reason he is involved in this particular case. So right now the case is going on. We need to find out whether Chidambaram is really accused or not. But if we take the Chidambaram point of view, he says it is basically the political vendetta wherein the NDA government is trying to accuse him of this particular scam. Following with this is about the InSight. This is basically a mission by NASA, and InSight is stands for Interior Exploration Using Seismic Investigation, Geodesy, and Heat Transport. So this particular mission is sent to Mars, and the particular mission is not to find life on Mars. Instead, we're trying to find out what exactly is Mars made up of, because we understand there is a lot of similarity between Earth and Mars. We're trying to investigate into it. We're trying to see what kind of rocks are found here, interior of Mars. All those things will be found using this InSight, and this has recently landed on Mars surface. Followed with this is one more article on the explained page. This is about the fake news on specifically to the Twitter account. So what we understand here is most of the say fake news which are not genuine are usually shared the most by these social bots. So these are nothing but robots wherein they actually retweet every tweet which is basically fake news, and they are mainly two or three which is related to a particular account, and that is something which the Twitter handles are trying to actually identify and try to ban all these robots, because all they are trying to do is actually sell the fake news to the normal public, and there is an interaction between the social bots and even the normal people. And to avoid all such fake news, Twitter is trying their best to actually use the machine learning and algorithms so that they can identify such social bots and ban all of them. Followed with this is an article about 2611 and Kartarpur corridor. As we understand, 2611 2008, when the terrorist actually came through the sea route to attack the Mumbai, what we understand here is this could actually be avoided. But the amount of intelligence and coming to a conclusion saying that this is the particular date when the terrorism activity is going on, that was very difficult to predict for the intelligence within India. And the next thing that we need to understand here is there are a lot of logistical problem here, because the rifles that the policemen were using were not so well equipped, following which we didn't even have the map of Taj even then we entered into it. It was the bravery of the NSG here, all the police officers here, who actually went on to actually hit all the terrorists here and also capture Ajmal Kasab here alive. So all these things have been praised in this particular article. And the next thing that you need to understand here is on the same day, after 10 years, we have actually laid the foundation of Kartarpur corridor. So this could actually be seen as a first step between the India and Pakistan's friendly relation, because here we're trying to connect using our religious ties, our social ties, and that's something which is really good. Followed which one thing is very important here. The Pakistan is still trying to protect all the mastermind who have done the important terrorist attack within India. You can take an example of 2611 here. You can take an example of Pathankot, Uri. All these examples, their mastermind still stays in Pakistan, and they are well protected here. And what we need to understand here is if our friendship is growing so much, we need to make sure all these terrorist grounds within Pakistan should be eliminated in the first place. You can see Ministry of Home Affairs have listed all the terrorist activities and insurgent groups which are basically banned within India. You can see the list of names here. You can see LET, JEM, and also if you go to MHA website, you can see a whole list of 31 basically terrorist groups. Following with this is about biotechnological revolution. As we understand, most of the students go for the medical field or the engineering field. But there's one spot where actually they both merge. The curriculum of both engineering and medical actually merge at somewhere known as biotechnology. So say you want to build a basically a artificial limb or basically a heart valve. So you need expertise of both. Only in that case, both of these professionals will come together and build a particular product. So here it's been said that if you take an example of CRISPR's CAC9, this is basically a genome editing tool, and they might just ask you in exam, what is CRISPR CAC9 related to? Is it basically a mission from NASA, or is basically a genome editing tool? So you need to understand this is a genome editing tool. Followed which you need to understand here, using this we can actually help a lot of the medical problem that comes up. Also, as engineers, they can use big data analytics or predictive analytics to find out how actually our antibiotics are working on the pathogens. All these can be simulated using our algorithms and machine learning. So this is something which you can do as an advancement. So that's the reason why this particular article has come up, saying that biotechnology can be a new revolution in the present century. Also, we need to understand here is, whenever you deal with biology, what we need to understand here is the ethical issues that comes up. That means that you cannot just experiment on any animal, because that can be very unethical. So we require an ethical board which will actually grant whether a particular project has to be gone forward or not. Moving forward, I've given here the information about the CRISPR, what exactly it is. It's basically a genome editing tool. Also, there has been an example cited here. It's about Venkataraman Ramakrishnan. So he basically got a Nobel Prize for chemistry, even though his field of expertise was in biology. So what you need to understand here is the interdisciplinary feature here. That means you're good at something, you can actually combine it with a different discipline and do really well. So basically he was from biology, but then also he actually contributed a lot in the chemistry field. In the same way, we can have a basically a nexus between the medicos and even the engineers here. So that's all for today, guys. Let's just revise everything that we have studied today. We studied about the rise of biotechnology, followed which we understood about 2611, the Kartarpur corridor. Then we studied about these spreading of fake news, following which the Insight mission, and then we understood about the Aircel Maxis scam. We studied about the population of SCST in various states, and also we studied about Maricom. So that's all for today, guys. I hope this video helped you a lot. If it helped you, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friend as much as you can. Thank you and have a nice day. Jai Hind.